Just being back here, what's it mean to you, especially after, what you went through in April?
Good. I'm super happy to be back. I'm very fortunate that Coach D and Coach Chins and B. Jones, they allowed me to come back. It all started with B. Jones reaching out, and then Coach Chins reached out as well, and then I talked with Coach D about it, but I'm excited to be back. There's no atmosphere like the Blue. Yeah, I'm excited for this team and what we got this year.
So Coach D made it sound like you were the one that reached out to him, but they were actually, or are you saying they basically asked you to come back first, or?
No, it was actually me that reached out first.
Okay.
But B. Jones, he talked to me. He's like, I just want you to know that we're always here for you. We care for you, no matter what happens. And that kind of sparked inside me that, I do want to come back. So I reached out to Coach Chins and Coach D, and it went on from there.
I know it's kind of a crazy world in the portal, and agents still promise you this and that and everything else. What was the initial reason why you entered the portal and you were going to leave?
For me, it was just, based off last year. As you guys know, in our room, we had well over 1,000 snaps combined with the four of us. And me being the only one returning with a young group of guys was something that kind of hit my mind. But other than that, there was nothing to do with money or coaches reaching out. It was all just based off what I wanted to do. And I think that's important for people to know because things get twisted in ways. But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm excited to be back.
So what you wanted to do was like a fresh break or some place clean, or go somewhere to be more with a veteran group of guys, or?
No, I think for me it was just like I said before, 1,000 snaps is a lot, and it's hard to replace that with kids that haven't played really at all. So for me it was just, in a way you could say that, but now that I'm back, I can see that this group that we have is going to be great, even if they haven't played at all. So I'm excited. We've grown a lot, but I'm excited to see where we go.
So what kind of changed your mind, or what did you not see elsewhere that was the ultimate reason why you wanted to come back or decided to come back?
For me, I've been here all 3 years, going on my fourth now. And Coach Milo was my first year here, and then Coach Chins was my second too. And I think just seeing how he operates, Coach Chins, he is the best defense coordinator coach in the nation. So just kind of seeing how the other coaches saw and how things were ran, I think that, it hit home to me that we really do have the best coaches here at Boise State.
Less than a week after you entered the portal, Coach D was very candid with us and told us, I think he's making a mistake. Did you hear those comments, and did they affect you at all, or?
Yeah, I did hear them. It didn't affect me. This is a job. Everyone has their opinions on things, but I do believe that Coach D has the best interest for all the student athletes here, and I think that he cares for each individual as their own person. So I think that he had his feelings towards it, and I had my own, and I think that we came to agreement that, yeah, it can be seen as a mistake in a way, but me coming back, I'm just very fortunate that they let me come back here.
When you're talking with other teams, what did you not see out there with other teams when they're trying to make a case for you to join them that you saw here? What was the difference? What made you say that this is the place that you wanted to come back?
I think being out there in the portal allowed me to see that, schools outside of Boise State really do put a focus on money and making it about themselves. Whereas Boise State, they try and grow kids as men so that they're better fathers and husbands when they do leave this place. So I think that for me, that was probably the biggest thing, is just seeing that what we're doing here isn't for football, it's for the life after football.
Where'd you go visit?
I went to Cal and Miami, and after that, I was done.
When you called Coach D, kind of what's going through your mind? Is your heart pounding? Are you thinking, is he going to let me back? Kind of what were the emotions in that when you made that call?
Yeah, I called him. I played my heart out to him. He did marry me and my wife, so he is like a father figure to me. So I, let him know how I was feeling, and those emotions poured out very well. I'm just glad that he let me come back here.
How about that first conversation where you said, I'm taking off? I would imagine that was even more difficult. Talk about that. Was it phone, face-to-face?
It was face-to-face, yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
It was hard. Every situation like that is going to be hard. It's just about how you go about it. But yeah, like I've said again and again, I'm just super happy that he's let me come back here.
We've heard from Coach D and some of the players about winning back trust. How have you been going about winning back your teammates' trust?
When I first got back here, I kind of spoke to the whole team in front of a team meeting about that. You know, like I did leave, and I understand that in a way that's breaking trust, but I know that I have to earn that back. But just going out throughout the summer, I know that there's a need for leadership in the defensive tackle room since we are a young group. So I knew that right away I wasn't going to allow myself to just step into that role. I had to earn it back slowly. And I think I've done a pretty good job just showing by how I work, how we do workouts on the field and in the weight room. I feel I'm a top competitor in those aspects. So just doing that day in day and not worrying about, you know, what other people think, just doing it for the guys around here.
What's it like that we hear all these rumors just about what it's like in the portal for a college kid these days? You're someone that now has faced that firsthand. Just what is that experience like with, you know, whether it's before you're officially in or after you get in, and just the schools and how quickly they're throwing numbers at you and all that, and then what an agent's telling you he thinks he can get you, and just what can you tell us about the whole process and how crazy it is?
It is a lot for sure. I would advise not to do it. But yeah, I mean, going in there, it's a whole new world. You have a whole bunch of schools reaching out. You want to make sure you find the right fit. And I think that, you know, kids coming out of high school should do that before they get into college. You know, a lot of kids go to college and think that it's the right fit when it's really not. So I think that going out of high school, it's best for kids to just make sure that they find the right fit in the first place and stick with it.
Do you have
obviously, like, by allowing you back, it can allow some type of precedence. Like, you can have guys test the portal and think they can come back. So I don't know. I guess what's your thought on that, and how did you kind of convey that? Actually, why do you think they allowed you back? Why do you think that was the case?
That's a great question. That was something that I had thought about before. You know, we had a couple guys enter the portal, and I didn't want to set the precedent for the rest of the team that you can just leave and come back. But I think that I've showed throughout the past years, through my sophomore and junior season, that, you know, I'm not a guy that causes trouble. I'm a guy that works and puts in time for the team. So I think that kind of aspect of my character really allowed me and Coach D to make the decision for me to come back here.
Do you have regrets about entering the portal, or are you just kind of trying to move past that?
I'm just trying to move past it. I mean, it is what it is. It happens. I mean, as you all know, people get job offers, and you want to do what's best for your family, and Boise State was what's best for my family, so I came back.
Were you always thinking about going in the portal, or was there something that you heard from somebody that was like, hey, you need to, like, seriously consider this? You got a chance to make some big money or something. Like, what was the process like why you decided to go in? You mentioned the room and stuff, but was there other stuff you heard on the outside too? Or?
No, there wasn't anything that I heard about the outside. It was strictly stuff that I thought about. I know a lot of people say agents and schools reach out, but that didn't happen with me. It was just something that I wanted to do personally.
Is it, I mean, you're not the first person that's ever done this. We see, I mean, and you're not gonna be the last either. I mean, is that just the way it is now in college athletics? We're not to say this is always gonna be accepted, but it's just part of the process, and that maybe you're not gonna be the last guy, I guess, to ever go through this and decide to come back.
I think with other schools it's going to be allowed because, you know, they're those big time schools. They have that much money to throw around and a lot of talent. But at Boise State, I don't think that's going to be the norm around here. I think that Coach D has very strict rules, and I'm glad he does, and that sets a tone for this team.
And I did hear that maybe at least one other guy that entered also tried to call and say heard that you had come back. I mean, and they weren't allowed to come back, or at least didn't consider the conversation. What does that mean, that they kind of, like they asked earlier, that they were willing to give you this opportunity knowing that it may not happen for anybody else again?
It means a lot. It shows how much Coach D cares and the boys care about me. So that just gives me this different kind of drive to put forth into this team and to show that I actually do care and want to be here.
What do you think your role is going to be this year? How is it going to be different? How is it going to be similar to what you did last year?
I kind of lead by action, so doing stuff, you know, on and off the field the right way. So I think that I'm going to keep that same thing with me up. I don't think that's going to change. As for leadership, I'm not the big vocal guy. Like last year, we had Mike Callahan. He was a very vocal leader in our room, and that's not kind of how I roll. I lead by action. So I think that just sticking to, you know, sacking a brick day in day, that's kind of where I'll go.
What's it just like to be back? I mean, at one point in time, you walked out of that locker room, never knowing if you'd use your locker in there again, right? So,
yeah.
What was it like walking back in and hanging up your helmet or whatever it was? Like, what was that like?
It was good. At first, I understand that it's going to be a little weird, but just to be back with the boys. I mean, you've grown 4 years of relationships here, and to let that all go just seems kind of hard, and it really was. But being back, I've grown them back, repaired those relationships, and I think it's just great to have that feeling of, you know, like you've got your boys back.
Are you still in a prove-it stage and a trust building stage, or have you 100% moved past that and it's all football now?
I don't think that's up to me to decide. I think that's up to the coaches and the players. The best thing that I can do for myself to prove to them is just to keep doing what I do and get better every day.
Do you get the sense that they've moved on and they just want to see you be as a football player?
Yes.
How you kind of mentioned, but just in terms of your motivation and just what you have, I know you have bigger goals too, but just for this team, they accepted you back. I mean, how much do you now, are you playing for them and the name on the front of the jersey and just trying to, you know, I guess make them be happy they took you back?
That's all it's about. I mean, I do feel in a way that I've gained some trust back, but I just got to continue to build that. And I think over time and over the season, that's going to continue to show by how I perform. Just got to keep doing it.
Has
What
that
do you think
affected
the
you as a
big-
football player? Are you more motivated to be better?
In a way, you could say that, yes. I feel I've always been very motivated. I've got a wife, as you guys may know. She's one of my biggest motivators. I've got to do everything for her. But yeah, being back on this team, the guys, it's just a family aspect of things. You know, I'm a big family man. But yeah.
What kind of goals do you have set for this season?
I want to do better than I did last year. I think that's everyone's sort of thing. But for me personally, I do want to get 10 plus sacks. I think that if I can do that, I'll have a really good shot. Last year I had 5.5 and I missed a lot. So I think that if I can just capitalize on those certain things, I'll have a great year.
Where do you think the defensive line needs to be better this year than last year?
Right now it's kind of hard to say. We have a lot of guys that, you know, are still growing. I think that as fall camp goes on and we get later into practice and into the certain games, I think we'll have more of a say of what we need to grow into. But I think right now it's just kind of getting all the fundamentals down and things like that.
Thanks.
Thank you guys.